Welcome to the stream. Let me get something in chat real quick, and then I'll be with you. Got some chill music playing today. Just time to hang out, talk about books, whatever project you're working on. Let's see. Here. Alright, I think that's all I need to do. I do have my set up for gaming right now, so I just find the audio quality is better. So I'm going to be Sir not appearing in this film today. Hold on. See here. There we go. Yeah. So I'll be Sir not appearing in this film. I'm working on a my book journaling. And that is not helpful. There we go. Alright. So I'm working on my book journaling today. I think I'm going to start here. This is my tracker for my star rating of everything that I've read. And I have not updated for a while. So the middle of March, I put this little asterisk. I'm sure you cannot see that on the stream, but I promise you, there's an asterisk right here. I put that to remind myself it was the last book I put on here. So let me just double check that is correct. That is almost certainly not correct. Oh, it's over here. Yeah, that might be right. So we're just going to go with that as the last one I put in. So I do remember thinking that book was okay. That was the Babysitter's Guide to Monster Hunting. I listened on audiobook in March. So a little bit about my setup here. So I've got all my markers and things in this bag. This is for stickers. And then I have my phone off to the side here to be checking for various things I need to look at. So we're working on the tracker here, getting the next couple of months on my calendars done. And then and then going back and doing my 26, 26, my monthly reviews, genre tracker, a whole bunch of stuff to go into. So yeah, we'll be busy. Got a lot to do. All right. But like I said, I think this will be the easiest thing to fill out to start with. Again, in the chat, let me know what you've been up to. How is your summer going? What are you reading? Are you working on a project tonight? What's going on today? Let me know. Open up Storygraph. Go into reads. Scroll back quite a ways. Get to March. Yeah, I will be mostly just vamping this whole time. But feel free, like, if you like the relaxing music in the background and just the chill vibes, like grab a book, do some reading sprints. It's not, I don't really have the setup today for that, but you can certainly get some reading done. Okay. Somewhere around here. So sorry guys, I'm getting distracted by the chat. Just making sure it's set up so I can see it. I want to be able to respond to any comments being made. So. Yeah, alright, cool. That should fix the problem. And we're still scrolling back. I think I'm in the right month. Okay. Here's a Babysitter's Guide to Monster Hunting. I have The Last Kids on Earth and Book 4 on here. Night King, I think that is early. Yes. Absolute Batman is not on here. Is it? This is saying March 10th. Oh, okay, because it's that day. Got it. So this is where we're going to start. Let's see. Yeah, okay. Cool. Alright. So many pens. Pink, purple, dark blue. Do I need the green? No, yellow. Yellow, orange, dark blue somewhere in here. Here we go. All right. Dark. All right, here we go. So I was going through the app. So in March, I was going through the Absolute universe, reading Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder Woman, Absolute Green Lantern. The only ones I haven't read are Absolute Flash and Absolute Superman, and they have been some of the best reads. Like really good comics. Did have Dinner with King Tut, which was kind of an okay Sam Keen book, nonfiction, all about the type of history of like trying to recreate history and as far as like how things looked and felt and tasted and things like that. So I was also reading through a lot of the Last Kids on Earth series because my school was doing a competition for middle grade March where if you read the most, if you're the top 3 most read, then the librarian would cover a class for you. And I didn't actually take them up on that offer. By the end of the year, we were all kind of busy. But I was reading a lot of stuff off of the app. Off of the Sora app we're using for the middle grade reads. It was a way to kind of introduce you to the app and also like encourage teachers to actually read, which not really a concern for me, but it was nice to have people getting into it and talking about their read. So it was fun. Stardust Family I gave 5 stars. You want just like a weird kind of mystery book. The less I say about it, the better. But it is a standalone manga series you can get. Stardust Family is really good. So definitely recommend you check it out. I was reading through Kaiju number 8. Kaiju number 8's kind of stagnated, unfortunately. Like late stage shonen type of story, not a whole lot going on, unfortunately. And the current volumes, like I want to say since volume like 14 maybe, they've all been pretty much the same fight, which is not particularly riveting, but it does read fast. Mr. Villain's Day Off. Mr. Villain's Day Off was fun. I like that one quite a bit. That is a essentially a Super Sentai Power Ranger villain, but you're seeing him on his days off, where he is going to the zoo. He loves pandas, having a good time. Lockjaw Avengers Assemble was fine. I know Amanda's very upset at me for that one, because that was part of our TBR swap, and I just thought it was okay. I got another Absolute title, Absolute Green Lantern. 5 stars on that one. Absolute Green Lantern was a lot of fun, kind of cosmic horror. So yeah, Absolute Green Lantern. I love Green Lantern, and I thought this was a fun take on it. New Witch Hat came out, Volume 14, back in March. So another 5-star read right there. You can see the ranking along the top here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Had 1 2-star read so far this year. I know there's another one. I think there might be a 1 sometime in what we're looking at today. But then I'm just filling in each of these squares. I've got 2026, extra square in the middle. I'm probably going to need more space, honestly. I read a lot of books in April. Yeah, in April. A lot of manga in April. Absolute Martian Manhunter, I think, fairly consistently is showing up on people's lists as the top one that they really enjoy. And I would agree. I think it's trying to do things with the comic medium that a lot of others are not, and trying to push that in a fun direction. But it's very esoteric, so I can see some people getting frustrated with it. 5 stars for that one. 5 stars for Akane Banashi, number 15. I have not watched the anime series yet for Akane Banashi, but I'd really like to. It's on YouTube for free, so you don't even need a subscription to anything. I think is super cool. Another Last Kids on Earth. I think I got through like 8 of these. This is number 6. Most of those were 4 stars for me. Solid middle grade books, a lot of fun. The world building is accessible, but and it's oftentimes amusing. Oh, Caught. Caught was a audiobook that I listened to with my wife as we went on a road trip, and as is our custom, we got a mystery book to listen to, and it was not good. Like early 2000s, I want to say, and a lot of it had to do with like the internet and people's really misguided view of the internet at the time, and what people would and would not be able to get away with. Steins Gate, I gave a 3. If you want more details on these, we did a TBR swap in March, my wife and I. I have a video on my channel that talks about all of them, but Steins Gate, I think I said, was what, like a stupid person's view of what smart people would be like. But it had some fun time travel shenanigans, so that was its redeeming quality. Got 3 stars. Flip Shock is I want to say middle grade. This was another one I read off of. I listened to the audiobook off of Sora, and it's another one where the premise was a little bit better than the execution. Sea of Tranquility I really liked. I saw some really negative reviews on this one, but they were kind of judging it based off of another book I hadn't read. So I think so long as you haven't read the book that it is similar to, you'd be fine. Neverending Story. Finally got around to reading Neverending Story. It was really good. Gave it 5 stars. The movie is only about half the book. And I know there's a sequel movie. It does some of the stuff. The sequel movie does some of the stuff the second half of the book does. But it's still worth going and checking out. Nightwing, Volume 1. So this is the Tom Taylor Nightwing run. Really good. Some really creative things going on in that comic as well. That's one that I've got a stack in the living room right now. I've got a stack of that comic, wanting to finish it up before the end of this month. And then unfortunately, the next book in the set was Fear State. So Fear State is a tie-in, like event comic. It completely derailed what was happening in the first one. And it's not even considered like the second book in that series, like its own thing. But if you're reading it for like continuity, you're still going to read that Fear State one. The True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle. So again, this was a TBR swap title that my wife wanted me to read. A really good like historical fantasy mystery. Not fantasy. It's not historical fantasy in the sense it doesn't have any fantastical elements in it, but like historical mystery. So if you're just dropping in, let me know in the chat, like, what are you working on tonight? What are you reading? I'm literally right now just going through all my ratings and putting it in my rating chart. So I'm just vamping a little bit about each title that I've read for the last like 2 months. But let me know what you're reading so we can like chat about it. Nightwing Volume 2, Get Grayson, was another 5-star. I think this is the one that has the chapter that's all one long panel. Super cool. We're going to get a version of that called the Wingspan version. That's just like the whole comic on one long, like extended panel. So when that comes in, I'll make some sort of short. All right, here is the 1-star. This might be the only. I think this is the only 1-star of the year so far, which is Dungeons That Surely Slaughter Adventurers. I found this one tasteless and offensive. I picked it up because I thought the title sounded funny and the art looked a little bit different from what I normally see in the typical like shonen manga stuff. But I was incredibly disappointed in the final product. Alright, some more Last Kids on Earth. We have the Doomsday Race, another 4-star. Are there any of these titles that you'd like me to chat more about or, do a follow-up on? Let me know. Alright, so now we're getting into April. Oh boy. April was a lot. So April was the 30 and 30 manga challenge month. And so one of my goals, and we're going to start seeing a lot of pink and purple here, because I was rereading Eyeshield 21, which is a manga from my youth that I love. And I finally got the last 2 volumes, and I'm probably going to do a video on that at some point as well. But that's 35 of the manga that I read in April were just Eyeshield. So volumes 1 and 2 got 5 stars, 3 and 4 got 5 stars. And I think this one, like, I normally put in a disclaimer about how, my personal bias is definitely playing a part in this. But I will say, I do genuinely think that Eyeshield 21 is a series that was ahead of its time. So after the first 4 volumes, we get a little bit of an interrupt here. My only actual book that I read for all of April was The Violinist's Thumb. This was another Sam Keen book. I gave it 4 stars. It's another one that's just like, okay. I would put it above... I'd put this one above Dinner with King Tut, but I'd put it below like, pretty much every other title I've read from him. I think the best one is the Ice Pick Surgeon, the most engaging. All right, back to Eyeshield. Volumes 5 and 6 are both 5 stars. All right, 7 and 8 is where we start hitting a little bit of a downturn. 7 and 8 were 4 stars. It'll be interesting. I want to go back and make a video because I've now finished the series. I got the last 2 volumes because it's being reprinted for the 21st anniversary of Eyeshield, and I got the last 2 volumes because they were finally affordable. Before the reprint, it was like $200 was the asking price on Amazon for the last volume, volume 37, and so it's just prohibitively expensive. So volumes 9 and 10 both got 4 stars. All right, we got another brief gap here. We've got One Piece 111, which I gave 5 stars, of course. One Piece, possibly my favorite manga. I would have said that with a lot more confidence a few years ago, but Witch Hat, and now I think Witch Hat's the only other one that's really in the running, but it's really good, and I think the characterization is arguably stronger in Witch Hat, so I don't know. I don't know if I can make that choice. Eyeshield again, volumes 11 and 12, both 4 stars. '13 and 14 are 4 stars. So we definitely hit this point where it was, good but not great, or great but not amazing. I don't know, like how you rate, but how your star rating works. Volume 15 is a 5-star read though, and we're not quite halfway through just the Eyeshield titles from this month. 15-16 is a 5-star read. '17 and 18 are 5-star reads. So this is probably getting close to just before the end of the first major tournament. 19 and 20, 5-star read. Now I've got to make a decision. Do I want to go with this extra bit in the middle, or do I want to go down to the 2? I think I want to go down to the 2 and have this be an extra bit, and if I need more space, I can make some other, like, random stuff around. So, alright. We got up to volume 20. Alright. Obviously, I was burnt out on Eyeshield, because our next 2 titles are Yaiba Samurai Legend, volumes 2 and 3. So 2 gets 3 stars, 3 gets 4 stars. I think I was just hitting a rhythm with this one. Yaiba is an old manga, like 80s, late 80s, I want to say, from the same mangaka as Detective Conan, right? Yosho Aoyama, and it's just like it's a 80s style samurai goofy fantasy series. So Eyeshield 21 Volume 21 and Volume 22 both get 5 stars. So yeah, I don't think Yaiba is one that I would recommend to everybody, but I enjoy the gags at points. Sometimes the humor hits, sometimes it doesn't. But it can be. Okay. So here in the Ice Shield run, we are hitting like peak Ice Shield, volume number 23. And then suddenly our first 3-star with volume 24. I really feel like the manga hits a wall after the matchup with the Nagas, because they just built up this team to be so strong that it's like, after that, how is this a challenge? And it slowly works its way back. Volume 25 is a 4-star. Volume 26 is going to be a 5-star again. '27. Watch out! They didn't go in They didn't go in the right way. 27's 5 stars. I've got to look. I think I did multiple entries, and sometimes it messes with the order. How's that? 27. Where's 28? 28, 29, 30, and 31 are all 5 stars. So 4 more 5 stars. 2, 3, 4. And then I went over and did Ruri Dragon for a little bit. But I also really loved Ruri Dragon. I mentioned this in my wrap-up. I feel like Ruri Dragon is like a magical realism type book. If you know the magical realism genre and you're a fan of that type of storytelling, if you like The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, that movie, you might enjoy Ruri Dragon. It fits a very similar vibe, where it's like this girl wakes up and she has horns on her head, and her mom's like, "Oh yeah, you're a dragon," and everyone's just immediately cool with it, which is kind of the basis of that type of story, is like the magical being treated as mundane. This 4-star is for Another World Fluffy Cafe, or Fluffy Cafe in Another World. It's everything that the title says. We had The Next Destroy All Humans They Can't Be Regenerated, so this is for volume 7. And then back to Ruri Dragon for number 3. Another 5-star. It's looking pretty good. Okay, then the last 3 are Land of the Lustrous. And honestly, like, looking back on all of my reads in April, I think this is probably the one I'm going to put as my favorite. It was such an interesting book. I'm glad one of my students recommended this to me. Land of Lustrous is about post-apocalyptic Earth, maybe, where the humanity has basically been divided into the body, the soul, and the mind. But the way that's expressed is like, there are gym people, there are these crazy moon beings that remind me of the witches from Madoka Magica. And it's a story about ambition and what are we willing to sacrifice in order to achieve our dream. This one is for Summer Hikaru Died Volume 4. That was a 5-star read. We've got some Gaiatima. 3 volumes of Gaiatima at 4 stars. I am almost certainly going to run out of room on this counter this year. The Strange House. 3, 4, and 5. If you've read Uketsu's book, the manga is pretty much the same thing. I think the ending feels slightly different. Like, I don't think there's anything majorly changed in the way the story pans out. But there is something to be said for just having visuals, and especially I found in that title, I feel like there are a lot of names that I got confused with each other. And so just to put a face to a name, I think helped help the clarity of the story. A Random Chainsaw Man volume. This is number 12. I gave it 4 stars. This is kind of the reset after the major first part. I think he took a break. I want to say the mangaka took a break after part 1, and I think that's when he wrote Look Back and Goodbye Eri, which are both really good standalone manga titles that you should check out. And then so volume 12 was like him coming back to the story, and it's got a completely different focus, new characters, but I'm still enjoying the ride. So, and now we're back to Eyeshield. We're at almost at the conclusion at this point. Volume 32, 33 both get 5 stars. Like the ending of the what I would call the main thrust of the title, really solid. And then we get volume 35. So this is something I will definitely talk about if I do a video discussing Eyeshield. This last arc, because like I said, I finished up the last 2 volumes like yesterday, the day before, and it takes a noticeable dip, noticeable turn. You and I Are Polar Opposites, Volume 1. I thought this one was super cute, but I gave it to Amanda and she thought it was just okay. So your mileage may vary. I think she was reading a lot more teen romance than me, but I liked it. And I think it's only 9 volumes, maybe, not very long. So I plan on finishing that one. Gachiakuta. This is the title that I think translates to literal garbage or complete garbage. I thought it was okay. I might pick up 2 more volumes, do a try 3 on this one, just to see if the next couple of volumes do anything for me. I really like the magic system here, but the characters weren't working for me. It was not my favorite. And then back to Chainsaw Man for another couple of 4 stars on here. Chainsaw Man's another one that I have a stack in the library or in the living room right now. Got all the way to volume 20, and I think I stopped at 15. I've got 5 more volumes to read through. Really like to get those done before the end of the month. So, Apothecary Diaries Volume 2 gets 5 stars. I think Mao Mao is hilarious. and it's a fun, like, court intrigue meets mystery, which sounds like it could be very, very dry in a certain writer's hands. But I think Apothecary Diaries is often very funny and does a good job of having that mystery loop not be overly long. I think is a problem you could potentially have with mystery titles. Kaiju number 8, Relax number 2 gets 4 stars. Again, a really funny title. I missed the jokes in Kaiju number 8. And then You and I Are Polar Opposites number 2 gets 4 stars as well. Alright, and now, I think we're finally into May. Right, finally at the beginning of May. I started reading a lot of my 26 for 2026, which is this page right here. Started reading a bunch of these titles. So, we've got Batman Dark Patterns. That's going to be a 4-star. This is like early Batman, just like street level cases. It all kind of wraps up together. That was really, really good. Halcyon Years by Alastair Reynolds. Not my favorite Alastair Reynolds, but I think it's very readable for an Alastair Reynolds book. I think sometimes his writing can be very challenging because he does a lot of hard sci-fi. This one is Mystery in Space, and my kids were really, like my students were really interested in this book when I had it at school. They really wanted to know what this was. And it's going to be the title and like what it was about, so I've got a few more people to read it. Seasons of Glass and Iron got 5 stars. So this is a short story collection from Amal El Motar. I'm sure I'm butchering that name. Who is half of the duo that wrote This Is How You Lose the Time War, along with Max Gladstone. I read another Max Gladstone book. I did not care for it, but these short stories were really good, and some of them were in Arabic. I think that's what it was written in, which was a nice opportunity for me to talk to some of my students and some of my coworkers, and just have them help me figure out what was being said, because it was oftentimes it was poetry that was just translated across the page. So you'd have the poem in English on one side, Arabic on the other, and so I was just confirming with my students, with one of my coworkers, like, oh, is this what it is? But there was one story where it was like the end of the story and there was one line that I couldn't read. So it was nice to have that help, and it was a good conversation starter. Books bringing people together. That's what it's about. This one here is for Geomagicians. This is one of my book box acquisitions. I read Make Believe on Telling Stories to Children, which is a nonfiction book about children's literature, like little kids, like Goodnight Moon and that kind of thing. A really quick read. I think it's under 100 pages, but captivating. Really makes you think about the way that we talk about children's literature and the way that we kind of are rather dismissive of it. I mean, as an English teacher, I found it very a very captivating read, and also I was tabbing some pages to have some conversations with some of my coworkers, because I think some of the stuff it espouses about the purpose of reading and the kinds of things that we have students do, the ways in which those don't always match up, don't always vibe with me, I think is something I want to talk to some people about. 5 stars for Japanese Gothic. Japanese Gothic horror story set in Japan, with some ties to Japanese folklore, which was super cool. Confusing at the beginning, like I did not know where the story was going, but super interesting by the end of it. And then Exquisite Corpses Volume 2 came out. That one got 4 stars. So I have to work around Hatsune Miku here. It's kind of covering up a lot of this box. But we can still see the 4 star. Alright. Falling in Love on the Path to Hell Volume 2. This one I've heard is on hiatus. It's not done. I thought Volume 2 was going to be it because I hadn't heard anything about it for a while. But I was looking it up, and the ending is not a conclusion. So it seems like it's just on hiatus, and they're going to bring it back. But I don't know. I don't see it. Like, this is I feel like this is a media darling in a lot of the comic book circles that I'm in, and I think it's fine, but I don't see it as like anything revolutionary. It's on a lot of people's best of list, but I don't know. I'll give it another volume and then I'll decide to jump ship. Kill the Beast was a fun fantasy one-shot. Another one of the box books from Caffeine and Legends. 4 stars on that one. It's about Monster Hunter trying to find the beast that killed her brother, and she's out for revenge. Teams up with kind of a dandy type character, and then there's lots of like twists and turns and mystery things going on. So that was fun. The Somewhat Wicked Witch of Brigandale. We're getting close to current day, because I still remember this one quite well. This was a cozy fantasy read, a very like sassy witch who is genre savvy, trying to keep her son, who is the secret heir to the throne, from ascending to power. The Last Contract of Isako. This was another one of my 26 for 2026 over here, and unfortunately, like it wasn't badly written, I don't feel, but I do feel like it was fairly bleak. I don't know. I might do a review of this one just because I've got complicated feelings on it. But if you like the fusion of kind of a futuristic setting with like the concepts of like the samurai code, but like in a corporate structure, so maybe if you're a fan of something like Cyberpunk, you'd like The Last Contract of Isako. Just be prepared for kind of a bleak worldview by the end of that one. Nothing Special, number 2. Another 3 star. This is another one where I think this is a webtoon, originally a webtoon. And it's another one where I think I'll give it one more volume. I feel like in a lot of this one, nothing happened until the very end of the comic, and then they're like, oh, this will continue on the next story. I was very excited to see that Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi got an American release, like an actual physical release. So many of the titles that I'm finding that I'm excited about are digital only or are not being translated at all. That's fairly rare these days. I want books. I want physical books to hold and read. I'm not surprised Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi got picked up. This is drawn by one of the Shoichi Usui, who was one of the assistants under Eiichiro Oda, who is the mangaka of One Piece. And the wraparound for Volume 1, I did a short on this. The wraparound for Volume 1, which apparently is called a belly band, because it's in the author notes on the actual the English volume. Had like a shout out from Oda saying like, "Oh, this is a good one. Pick it up." Other titles that Oda has endorsed have been Promised Neverland, which my understanding is, and I've read a couple of volumes of Promised Neverland. I really enjoyed it. I heard the ending's not good, but like, how could Oda have known that? And then Akane Banashi is another one that had a belly band from Oda. So some titles to check out if you're a fan of One Piece and want to see some more stuff. I do think of those three titles, I do think Ultimate Exorcist Kyoshi hits the kind of shonen vibe that titles like Bleach or Naruto or One Piece hit, especially in their early chapters, where they're still kind of like silly gag manga, more than those other two titles for sure. Kaiju Girl Caramelize number 8 was good. The main character did not show up until like page 100 and something. So we're definitely doing like side story things. And then last two Eyeshield volumes ended at 3 stars. But still, like, it had such a good run. Look at all this pink. That's all Eyeshield, right? But this last arc, like the All-Star tournament, the junior high All-Star tournament, was just, it did not work for me. Oh my goodness! Oh, we're caught up. So this is the last thing I read: Immortal Legends Batman, Volume 1, 5 stars. Have it right here. So, Immortal Legends Batman is, what if Batman was a tokusatsu hero? So like he transforms using a belt. You know, his utility belt is a henshin device, and he has a rider kick attack essentially. But I will also say I do think that, I think this is Kyle Higgins, if I'm not mistaken, who has been, yeah, it's Kyle Higgins, who's been writing a lot of the Power Rangers titles, and Radiant Black. And I think he has a very good handle on the tokusatsu side of it. But I will also say I think he has a very good handle on the Batman side of it as well, because this is a title that I think really understands the relationship between Batman and Robin and Nightwing, and also the concept of Batman's rogues gallery and how they're all kind of aspects of his personality, essentially. It does some fun things with that in this story. So, alright. That's my endorsement for more people should be reading Immortal Legends Batman. Alright, well, since we're here, we'll go ahead and do the 26 for 2026 page. And then I think I will probably cut my mic and we'll just do some like vibes while I fill in the calendar. That's just gonna be a lot of the same, like going through back through last month, 2 months ago. Alright, so Batman Dark Patterns was on here. I need to find it. 5. I need 1 or like 0, 0, 5. That's 5. We can do that one. Where is it? Batman Dark Pattern. 1, 6, number 7. Number 7. I finished it on May 3rd. And then almost 2 days later, I finished Halcyon Years, which is also on this list. Where are you? Here's here you are. 8. There's that on May 5th. I think Seasons of Glass and Iron is on here. No. Okay. I think Make Believe is. Make Believe is on here. Okay. Number 9. May 14th. Japanese Gothic is on here, I'm pretty sure. It is. Last Contract with Sako's on here. Alright. Alright, I'm going to cut my mic for a second and just flesh out the 26 for 2026, fill in the calendar, and I'll come back when I'm working on the design for April. Yeah. So, again, in the chat, let me know what you're reading, what you're up to, working on a project, getting some reading done, what's going on. Love to talk to you. I'll be back in a bit. Alright, I'm back. And I have to say, for as busy as I know that the next month is going to be, March ended up being really, really complicated and really nuts. So I think I had to take some liberties on a few of these, because ideally this should say like when I started a book and how long I took to read it. There were just some parts where there were too many titles, and so they were butting up against each other. So now I'm going to go back and do the like month, just like how many did I read, what was the best thing, and then we'll do the virtual shelf, add everything to the virtual shelf, and we'll do the genre tracker. So, but this should be the easiest, because it's just a matter of counting up what all did I read. Alright, there I got 39, so I'm going to double check in my app, see what it says. And yeah, that's what the app says as well. So 39 books is really crazy. Alright, and I gotta look and say, what was the best book I read this month? It's not always an easy task. I can research something. Comment. Yeah. A lot of good ones this month. The Witch Hat was out. Absolute Martian Manhunter was really good. However, I do remember from our discussion about Neverending Story. So Neverending Story was not only an excellent book, but made me interested in looking up a whole new genre. I want to learn more about the 80s dark fantasy because of Neverending Story. So that's going to go in for the best. How far was I into this before I stopped? It's actually difficult to read certainly. Last Kids on Earth number 3. Last one I put on here. Okay. So we had 39. This is where the month starts. need to put 27 more on here. 27. Alrighty. So this page tracks, not only is it like a nice like picture of everything I've read, but it also tracks the type of read. So novel, manga, graphic novel, short story, nonfiction. So we got to get the titles in there, and then we got to label them properly. So we left off on Absolute Batman 2. Oh boy, I've got to write True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle on one of these papers. Alright. All the manga. First one's the manga. So I really like this camera. I really like these midlighters because you can write your titles and then go over with the midlighter, and the ink of the title still shows on top of this. It's really helpful when you're trying to do something like this. Never mind, that first one was a graphic novel, so already off to a great start. One of the things that I've really come to try to embrace with journaling is like, good enough. This is just for me. It doesn't matter if there are mistakes. You're journaling. Journal for you. Like, no one else is going to look at it. Like, I'm kind of the exception to that because I'm doing this on stream. But in general, you don't need to worry about perfection. Stopped worrying if my lines are straight or anything like that. Now, going in this order does tend to streak the ink slightly, so there is that, but generally it's fine. Next we'll do novels. We had Dinner with Hut. babysitters. Last Earth. Yeah. Earth. Middle grade, but still a novel. Earth 5. Elementary. I missed Absolute Green Lantern. I am trying to push myself each year. A little more novels read, a little bit more nonfiction. As I noticed that my shelf tends to have a lot of the graphic novels and the manga. So, because I was reading a lot of middle grade this month, reading a lot of middle grade in March, there's going to be quite a few titles on here. Now, in April, when we get to April, which honestly, I'm not sure I might go for a little longer. When we get to April, April is almost exclusively manga, because it was the 30 for 30 manga challenge. Royal. Yeah, there's going to be a run here of like a whole bunch of solid green. So that'll be interesting. It's a good thing to look back on. Alright, manga. I already botched it a little bit with that Absolute Batman. I don't know why I thought that was a Kanegurashi. Here's Artist Family, Kaiju, Stay Off. Which had... It's really obvious on the orange. Everyone else has been kind of fine. Nashi. Time Fade. Could also just be it's had more time to dry. Alright. Now, genre tracker, and genre tracker should be at the same point we were at here. Like, I should have everything before that. So we're gonna pick up with Absolute Batman, Absolute Wonder, and go up from there. Fill out the genre tracker. Then we'll figure out what we're doing for May, or for April, as far as designing a calendar. I have an idea. What else? So I've got fantasy, sci-fi, horror, mystery, thriller, romance, slice of life, nonfiction, and other as my genre. I've not gone through any of this, so you'll see all the little scribblings. All right. So fantasy, like with this, is fairly broad. Absolute Wonder Woman, certainly. I don't know if I put Absolute Batman in there, but probably. I feel like the Absolute Batman explanations are more sciencey based. I think I'd still call it a fantasy title more than a sci-fi title. And fantasy tends to be far and away the most common thing I read. So, all right, we got Dinner with King Tut. That is nonfiction. And the idea this year with this layout, so if you can see, it's got numbers all, like it's got boxes all the way to the top. I think there's like a few hundred per thing. That is because last year, if I can find it, hold on. I'll show you last year's tracker. This was last year's tracker. I stopped doing this. This was a daily reading tracker. Obviously, like I'm catching up on 3 months of journaling today. So this was not happening. It was not working for me. But if you notice here on the genre tracker, we had the same, I think there's the same genres in this track around here, but you'll notice that the red had to get like some extra added stuff on the side because it just like completely filled in all this plus some extra. And sci-fi, so that's fantasy. And then sci-fi was getting close to where I would have had to add more going out this way too. So, and a lot that fell under others. So I added in, I think I added slice of life to the thing because a lot of them are falling under that category. So, A Babysitter's Guide to Monster Hunting is going to be fantasy. I don't know. It could be horror, like middle grade horror. Okay, thanks. Yeah, so we'll put that as horror. It was meant to be like, ooh. Not horror in the same way that like House of Leaves is horror, but still. Alright, Last Kids on Earth is going to be easy. It's all fantasy. Yeah, I don't know. It's fantasy, for sure. That's 2 more there. The Walker Ate Lucy, which is Eerie Elementary number 2. Another horror one. That's a middle grade horror series. Even middle grade? Young reader horror series? My son reads it. He thinks it's really fun. He likes the horror stuff for some reason. Stardust Family. I think I'm gonna put that as mystery thriller. Because I feel like the mystery elements are the most pronounced thing about it. It could definitely fit in some of these other genres, but I'm not going to elaborate. Kaiju number 8, I believe I've been putting as sci-fi. Because I feel like that gives me sci-fi vibes. Mr. Villain's Day Off, Slice of Life, I need my gray one. Oh, that's not the right one. Oh, yeah, that is. I just haven't used it. Lockjaw, definitely fantasy. Absolute Green Lantern we'll put as. Ooh, it deals with aliens. Like rather explicitly. But I'm still tempted to. Still superheroes. Witch Hat, fantasy. Absolute Martian Manhunter, also. I like fantasy is so broad, but unfortunately I don't want to have like a million of them. Akane Banashi. Slice of Life? Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Last Kids on Earth again. Keeping that red handy because it's going to be the most common. Hot is a mystery / thriller. Steins Gate is sci-fi. Lip Shock. Not bad fantasy as well. Like, it's fantasy with scientific sounding explanations, but it's still Sea of Tranquility. I think that might have to be other. That one was just kind of bizarre. Maybe sci-fi? Let me look at the description. Alright, this puts it as literary science fiction. I think that's accurate. For sci-fi. Never ending story. Nightwing. Still superheroes. True Confessions of Charlotte Doyle. Mystery thriller? Kind of a mystery detective element to it. I'd say yeah. A bit of intrigue going on there. Nightwing again. And Dungeons and Dragons. You know what? I can just keep going with this. Even though that brings us to the end of that month, because we could just be done. We caught up with today. But the issue there is, how am I going to remember which specific thing I stopped on? Unless I stop at the end of the month. But I think it's better that we don't. Oh, and what am I going to put Ice Shield 21 as? Like, it's over the top. Like, it's got some ridiculousness to it. So I wouldn't call it fantasy. I guess Slice of Life is going to be the closest thing we can get. One of those sports animes or sports manga that's like intentionally over the top, like intentionally silly. So that'll be a question for later. But I think again, let's go back here. So now we need to make an April spread. And I kind of have a formula for this. But I want to do something, because it was all manga. So I want to do something that feels kind of comic booky. I might do like a drop shadow on it to kind of look like a panel, maybe. Or like do extra thick lines or something. I don't know. Do like black and white. And I can look at my stickers and see what we have for like, anime style thing. Yeah, so we'll do like black and gray. And this one was on the left side, so it's going to be the right side. For the next bit, it's just going to be a lot of like boring like measuring and putting in lines. So I'm going to go radio silent again to let you guys vibe with music for a bit. If you're just dropping in, again, let me know what you're working on, what you're reading in the chat. But yeah, I'll be back in. I'll be working. I'll be back in a few. I'm gonna go grab a drink, and then I'll start working on getting this together. Alright, so I've got an outline here of what I want to do, and I think, like I said, since this is like the manga month, I'm gonna keep it like monochrome, and maybe do. I have like a drop shadow thing that I'm gonna try it with, but I think I'm going to fill this one in with the Figma Graphic One, because this is like the one they recommend for like writing lines for actual like animation, like pictures and things. So we'll give that a shot. I'm gonna freehand it best I can, because again, uh, trying to embrace that uh, chaotic nature, and then I'll erase the lines. We'll do some put the drop shadow in and see how it looks. Yeah. Alright, so there's the basic look. I tried to do more like, I did all uppercase for the days of the week and try to do more like on a blocky letters, just because I felt like that would fit the kind of comic vibe. I also feel like not doing straight lines really gives it some personality, and almost feels like paper here on the edges where it's kind of like it's curly, or the lines aren't quite straight. It looks like kind of crumpled paper almost. So I like the idea of going kind of monochrome with this, but we do need to look through and see what we have as far as stickers go. So this was, again, April was the big manga reading. So let's see what I've got. I know I've got a lot of Hatsune Miku. I've got some various like characters here you can take a look at. That needs to be thrown away. That's the used Hatsune Miku. Various anime-esque characters. Not even sure. Some of these I just kind of picked up from various places. I also got a huge, like massive Hatsune Miku collection at one of the nearby stores. So we'll have to see what we're feeling as far as what to put on this one. Sleepy cat out there. I at least have an inkling of who this character is. There's that. That person's too sad. That one's sad. Anime character. Excited anime character. Read some good books. Be excited about it. I do have some One Piece stuff in here, but they're not stickers, so that would require extra finagling to get them on. Alright. That's probably a good amount. So, like I said, I don't know who some of these anime characters are. I think that's from Demon Slayer, I would guess. Huh. We'll put it on the maybe pile. There's Sleepy Cat. Doesn't really sell manga necessarily. So we'll put that over here. We've got this character here. Definitely like cyberpunk manga character. And then a whole bunch of Hatsune Mikus. We're gonna have to limit the Hatsune Mikus to just like the most anime Hatsune Mikus we got here. This is a pretty anime Hatsune Miku. That on the maybe pile. That one's cute. That one for like the romancy ones. That one's cute. I like that one a lot. That one's gonna go in the probably pile. The maybe pile. The probably pile. It says waifu. I'm gonna go with no on that one. I mean, yeah, clearly it fits the theme. I think this was out of my Hatsune Miku stack. So much Hatsune Miku. Here's a fairly anime style Hatsune Miku. And then I immediately put it in the no pile. Rockin' Hatsune Miku. I mean, by definition, Hatsune Miku is almost always an anime character. feel like a lot of these fall into like musical, obviously, or that one's almost. This one's almost like Halloween theme. This one gives me like magical girl vibes. Maybe file. Oh, here's another cute one. Yeah, it was like Hatsune Miku stickers, like $5. I saw this huge stack and was like, I need stickers sometimes. That one's just adorable. And then file. And then we've got, okay, so now we've got anime characters who I don't know who they are because I had a student leave behind some stickers and I just straight up do not know who these people are. So we've got this character here. I don't know. Maybe. This might be JJK. Kind of looks like Jujutsu Kaisen. I don't know. And then juggling guy. Who knows? And then I do have like a lot with a lot of the months this year. I feel like I've done this kind of character. Down here, one here. That month didn't have it. That month didn't have it. Did I do it last year? I feel like I had a lot of these. Oh yeah, so here's a month that has it. There's a whole line of these stickers. Kind of like a snacky one. Here's a witch one that had witch vibes. I guess the question is, does this one have anime vibes? Does this one feel like anime style? I don't know. Kind of? So, I don't know. She could go in this corner here. Let me take it out of the packaging, see how much it's gonna obscure. That's the other thing with these is these are large. And you would think I would have stickers of the types of things I actually read. Nope. Shield 21 or Kaiju number 8 or literally anything, you would be wrong. Right, I've got to be careful because there's tape on the back here, but she's going to obscure about that much if I do no editing of her whatsoever. That's going to get into a lot of, I'm going to have to cut off the bottom bit there. Does she work well with Hatsune Miku? But I definitely like this Hatsune Miku on this page. I don't know why. It's just something about her that's very, very cute. Again, I wish I knew who these other characters were. If I knew who these other anime characters were, I'd be like, oh yeah, that's what the anime characters are. I don't just want to put out a bunch of Hatsune Miku. I didn't read any Hatsune Miku manga. I feel like that fits the vibe a lot better though. And she does, like I said, she does look like a magical girl, which is some of what I read. And it's not going to be something I'm going to have to cut. I might just go with those two. And maybe generic character. I could do that. I could do Hatsune Miku and generic anime character. I'm pretty sure this is like this is just a sticker that I picked up from Redbubble because it looked cool. So put her there, put Hatsune Miku there, or Hatsune Miku. Oh, I think that might be it, and just call it good. Like a couple of Hatsune Mikus definitely gives like the Japan vibe without me dipping into these that I don't know who they are. This one would frame it best, I think. If he's got this lower corner. But if it is Jujutsu Kaisen, not Reddit, yeah, we'll just go with Miku. After I get these in and I get the dates done, I think I'm gonna call it a day. Call it a night. We'll have been streaming for 3 hours. Pretty good time. I want to leave a little bit for the page number. Don't care too much on the perfect. And this is also going to be cute because it's going to have. I usually do like a like an events thing here. I didn't do it for March. Let me see if I can. Yeah. Yeah, you can. I do highlights. Like in February, we did the last basketball game, first soccer game, Valentine's Day lesson. Cookie season started. Bedrock Trivia was Batman that month, and then there was a book fair. So we can make a cute little heart thing here to tie in with this, which would be really cute. We could have that be the highlight going down that side. So I like that. That's a fun idea. I have them sometimes. Again, corner too much. Good. Alright, cool. Alright, I like that. That looks nice. And they both benefit from being they both have been having the black border and then the white border. So it's like consistent. So over here, we'll just draw like some hearts. The highlight. Highlights here. Gonna try something. Uh-oh. Oh. I don't know if that's gonna show up though. I guess I could try it on here. Oh. Fine. What? Yeah, I think I can do it. Let's see if it We'll try this one. I know you cannot see this, but the heart that Miku is making has like radiating. It's like a white thing with red going out of it. So try to. Excellent. Alright, and dates start on the day. Save day. This is my problem. It's like I fail to stay organized. It's like, oh, put things places. It'll be fine. Don't even worry about it. Letters. Tylik. Forgot an H. Wow. Go me. Oh, I don't know if there's any solving. I don't know if there's any fixing that. I was looking at that going, that's not a world. So, oh well. Have to live with that. But yeah, short of gel pinning that entire thing and then doing it again, or like taping down another piece of paper on top of it. I don't know if I can fix it. I will ruminate on this and then decide what I'm going to do later. But I do think it is a little after midnight. I think we're going to call it there. I've got, as I mentioned, several books that I am trying to get through this month, and they're just sitting waiting for me. So I'm going to clean up this horrendous mess. But hey, we made a good progress. We finished up March. We did some. We got the ratings caught up. We got the 26 for 26 caught up. What I've read so far. We did the March overview. We did added all the books from March in here, and then added a bunch of the genre tracker. We do need a divider here. So I've been putting like little dividers for like when one month is going to the next. So maybe I can put this like in the back somehow, like cut it to where she's like staring through the books or something, or have this do the same thing with this one. There'd be a lot of editing though, be a lot of cutting, so we'll see. We'll figure it out. Because yeah, the problem is finding something small enough that you can put it in there without it like completely taking over the space. So maybe I'll look through the Mikus and find a Miku that would fit in that spot. But beyond that, I think we're going to call it there. Thanks for coming by and hanging out while I talked about books and did a bunch of journaling. I think next week we'll probably do something similar. I'm still not caught up, so I might just schedule another stream for next Saturday to continue where we left off, or do some kind of productivity building thing. I don't know. But next Wednesday, I think I'm going to stream the Maitrena demo, and talk about tokusatsu and tokusatsu inspired books. So if you're into that and you want to check that out, by next week. As always, I hope your reading journey is going well. Let me know down in the comments if you do any journaling. What do you journal? How do you organize? All that kind of stuff. But again, thanks for coming and hanging out. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things, and yeah, until the next one, take care.